Hi everyone, it looks like we're ready to start section 4, where we're going to be talking about some core concepts and measurements in astronomy and astrophysics. This is very likely going to be a section that you will refer back in the future because it contains a lot of the important definitions. So I really did my best to try to define them as clearly as possible. But if you do have any questions, please just get in touch when you watch these videos, or remember, have a look at the detailed lecture notes that sometimes disappear. Now, these are just some of the important quantities that we need to define in astronomy. And by the end of the section, you really should be familiar with all these concepts, kind of why they are used and how they're calculated. You'll see that I've also produced sort of 2 slides with the equations that you should remember and know. And you'll realize that some of those equations will be covered in this section. So we're going to start by covering how you measure and report distances on the sky, or coordinates on the sky, really. And then we're going to start with the things we measure in astronomy and astrophysics and how we name them, from luminosities to the luminosity distance to what we call flux and the flux density, and then moving to magnitudes and absolute magnitudes and how they match with flux and luminosity, looking at the distance modulus. And at the end, there's just a quick example of how we can use absolute magnitudes, observed magnitudes, and Cepheid variables to actually calculate very large distances.